I can't believe Two Rivers is gone. It was home. The people there were the only family I've known. And now, they're all gone.
I understand, Dawnstar, but the path you are on may lead to even darker places. You must prepare yourself.
I don't want to think like that. We will set things right. We have to.
Returning your friends was never an option, but there are a great many more things that you can lose. Yes? Is there something you want? I can assure you that I no longer share an allegiance with them. It was a short dalliance that ended on poor terms. I won't discuss that. Perhaps I will say more when I know your motives better, but for now my past is my own. I'm not concealing anything that will harm you or your cause. You and Dawnstar have my full support, but my past is my own affair. I won't get in your way, if you don't get in mine. I have nothing more to say about where we are. Our enemy? The sure sign of an effective fighter is that he has many enemies. Which are you most curious about? A small man. He bears a grudge against the world because his wealth cannot buy him the status he wants. At least that is my estimation of him. If we encounter him in his holdings near Tian's landing, I doubt he will be very welcoming. Not after he learns the fate of his son. You name the Emperor among your personal foils. You have a grand opinion of yourself. Don't be so quick to link Sun High to the destruction you have seen. Death's hand may still answer to him, but it is a long leap from that to assuming the Emperor approves of what the Lotus Assassins have done. Both of those possibilities will be hard for people to swallow. The Emperor is the Emperor. He is above weakness or viciousness. To question that is to question the nature of the Jade Empire, and not many people are willing to do that. The Emperor is the foundation upon which we build. If he is weakened, we all fall. There is little to tell that would affect you now. The assassins are fanatically loyal to Death's hand, and he uses that influence to do as he wishes. He also controls the Imperial Army, but they are no longer in his favor, it seems. Mere guards in comparison to the assassins. Death's hand was just beginning his rise to power when I left the Lotus Assassins. I do not know much more about him. Goodbye, then.
Nara earphone wonu kanawa ofa ear kanawa wonu.
Mother and I are getting out of this town. If you have any sense, you'll do the same.
Ukwakwak wo sosonia sonok fonia sisaya naukwak. Sisaya ifok woso no koso ayeria. Sayer kanoa fwanuer.
It's sure to be more exciting than this dead place.
Konio kioe kawaye wo kawaye watita osia kwanif nipawia. Pier uksayer sinini sisayer rusta atapafawer sumpuno ko suir toerok. Sisayer ifok woso no koso ayeria. Sayer kanoa fwanuer. Woyower apafawayer sisier sisitu tok. Woyer wakwak finir sier. Wowo tawa yer kupir kawier nakawier iptuki.
Those pirates must be Gao the Greater's men. We know that he has holdings near here, and he has flyers.
Pier uksayer sinini sisayer rusta atapafawer sumpuno ko suir toerok. Sisayer ifok woso no koso ayeria. Sayer kanoa fwanuer. Wowo tawa yer kupir kawier nakawier iptuki. Wo nipir uksayer sisini nisayer husta, wo ifuer uksunok nokawayer. Noni wowo sayer tar, wowo wir ignisaro konkna. Woyower apafawayer sisier sisitu tok. Woyer wakwak finir sier. Woyer astir, wo sayer if a saya wa kawi sheer. Konio kioe kawaye wo kawaye watita osia kwanif nipawia.
Out of our way, woman. In this town, we don't step aside for you. You step aside for us.
The peasants of this village may cower before you, but I do not. If you are smart, you will apologize for your behavior and walk away.
Don't tell me what to do. You think I won't hit a woman? You have to learn your place. This whole town has to learn its place. What are you looking at? This doesn't concern you. Time to teach you all a lesson.
1,000 cuts. Thousand cuts. Long sword.
Long sword. Dire flame. Heavenly wave, 1,000 cuts.
I was back at the camp when I heard the sounds of battle. I got here as fast as I could, though obviously I arrived too. Hui, what are you doing here?
It's been a long time, Zhu. I haven't seen you since that night. I did as you asked. The child is safe. I made sure of that.
I know. After we spoke, I followed you. I wanted to be sure she was given a good home. You did well, Hui. Hui and I knew each other long ago. She was a soldier and I needed her help. There was a child, an orphan. I knew Hui could find a good home for her. She was just a girl. Her parents were dead. I couldn't look after her, and I knew Hui by reputation. I knew she would find a good home for her. She's safe. That's all you need to know. She doesn't concern you. Besides, we don't have time to worry about something that happened almost 20 years ago.
Yes, those are old worries. Thank you for your actions today. Even if these men were no real threat, just simple sailors frustrated at the shallow river that holds them here. There are pirates in the area, and they pose a far greater danger. You will likely encounter them, especially if you are the one I am waiting for. As Sagacious Su mentioned, my name is Hui. Tell me, young man, what is your master's name? I am charged with finding the protege of a dear friend. With the river preventing travel, you must be from further out on the borderlands, the direction he said to look. After seeing you fight, I have no doubt. I fought under his command. I see his teachings in your moves. Sun Li is your master, and you are the one I am to meet.
So it's true. Master Li really is the Emperor's brother. I wish I had known.
He is gone, isn't he? Taken by the Lotus assassins just as he thought. He knew they were always searching. They are right to fear him and his legacy. The glorious strategist was certain the path to the Imperial City would bring you here. He was also very specific about how I present my information to you. You must be ready. I served under Sun Li and was one of a few soldiers he trusted enough to contact after Dirge fell. Li knew the events there would have great consequences. He told me of the weeks-long siege and how spirit monks were slaughtered so his brother could take their temple. It was madness. The Emperor killed the water dragon itself.
The water dragon. The shepherd of the dead, a goddess of rebirth. To try and steal her power, to even think it could be attempted. Has any mortal ever shown such arrogance?
There are many beings that exist beyond our experience. The heavens are governed by a celestial bureaucracy. Each facet of existence is managed by a specialized attendant. Most appear to have little influence, but some, like the water dragon, have a portfolio that grants exceptional status. She was said to have governance over the Great Wheel. She was not a maker, but all life that ended passed her gaze before returning to the Earth in another form. Sun Hai sought rebirth for his empire at the cost of the natural order. Her body was taken to the palace as a grim trophy of the power that ended the long drought. All the while, the people hailed the Emperor as a hero, ignorant of the price. Even a god is not invincible. They have their place and it can be challenged. Sun Li could not stop the slaughter of the spirit monks. He fled the battle with you in his arms. Most believe Sun Li fell at Dirge, a lie spread by the Emperor. A handful of us knew that he lived, and we also learned the terrible price of his rebellion. Li's wife was with child, his daughter born in the Imperial Palace while he was at Dirge. He never saw her. Within weeks of the siege, the Emperor had Li's family executed.
Executed? Murdered? The Lotus assassins were to cut them down. A mother and newborn child. I have no doubt that order came from Death's Hand himself.
He probably didn't think his family would be harmed, but even had he known, he might still have saved you. Li knows you have a destiny to fulfill. You're the last of your kind. The natural order has been disrupted. There is much to say, but first I was instructed to impart some very specific knowledge. Your master was very clear.
You can trust we, so I don't think there's any reason for me to stick around. I'll be back at the camp if you need me.
Zhu is an honorable man. Not a good man, perhaps, but an honorable one. Now to your training. A brief description will reinforce in your mind the style you saw me use. Everything I say is at the behest of your master. These lessons were withheld so you would be ready for the attention they will bring. I must train you in Spirit Thief. Magic and weapons tire you. Draw on them too much and you could be left defenseless. Spirit Thief restores your chi, prolonging your ability to fight or ignore wounds. It is especially useful when enemies are immune to basic martial attacks, when you must use magic or weapons. It can even immobilize a foe, allowing time to recover even more. This short lesson should be enough for now. Come speak with me in the tea house. We will talk of your master and more.
This tea house must be popular. It seems like quite a prominent structure.
Please excuse me. I know I shouldn't be crying in public like this, but I just can't help it. Please, I'm just a humble woman. My name is Seamstress Lawn, and I have a problem I don't know how to solve. I thought you could help, but I was afraid to speak to you. It's my fiancé, Baker Bay. Every day a group of thugs attacks him and beats him up. He tries to avoid them, but they find him wherever he goes. The beatings are getting worse. I'm terrified they're going to kill him. After I saw you take on those sailors, I thought, well... But there isn't! My poor Bay has done nothing to these men. They attack him for no reason at all. Please, you have to help him. I beg you. Thank you so much, kind sir. You don't know what this means to me. If our firstborn is a boy, he shall have your name. Bay is down at Beggar's Pier right now in the southeast corner of town. If you hurry, you can probably get there before the thugs attack him today.
Is there anything you need? I'll do whatever I can to help. No, I didn't have anything pressing on my mind, although your company is always welcome. We seem so far from anything familiar. Strange enemies, troubling plots. I will be glad when we can leave this place to find Master Li. Be well, my friend.
You really shouldn't be here. Mr. Tay does not like others to observe him working. I can't speak with you. Mr. Tay is very strict with his apprentices.
Who let you back here? It's bad enough I must work with incompetence. I don't need you walking through my kitchen. Do thugs like you think you can just walk back here for food any time? If I wanted human interaction, I'd have a kiosk in the square. Or maybe a trough.
Why a trough? We don't feed the animals, Mr. Tay. That's handled by the farmers.
Step back, Mr. Wong. You just step back. Perhaps not, but I have little patience for the rules of so-called polite society. They only increase the time I must spend away from my work. Me? There's nothing to know about me. I cook for ungrateful people who do not understand what good food is.
Your palate is very sophisticated, Mr. Tay. Some say your dishes are, acquired tastes.
No, I am quite certain that the problem is with the customers. If you wish to keep your position, Mr. Wong, you will smile and nod. Mr. Wong is here to cut the vegetables and heft the rice bags. His job does not include criticizing the menu. I am the head chef. He is nothing.
But I am learning. I will train hard to become the best chef I can.
There's a small chance he could become slightly more than nothing, but I've seen no sign of it as yet. Some people are heroes, some merely clap as heroes walk by. Then go walk around it. I do not waste my time collecting rumors. Everybody eats. That is all I need to know. The spirit world? You are talking about stories for children. I believe what I see. If I see it, it is real. Very simple. If you want some deeper discussion than that, go to a temple. Me, I will stay here and cook for the living. Good. I need to concentrate on the menu. You want to eat, you'll leave me alone.
If Captain Ng can't get the ship out soon, there'll be a mutiny. A right bloody one, too.
This town needs the river to survive.
I hear strange sounds coming from the ruins at night. They say it's ghosts, but I don't believe that.
Things have never been easy in Tian's Landing.
You're a stranger here, aren't you? I know everyone in Tian's Landing, and I've never seen you before. I would remember you. You should turn right around and leave this town. Trust me. I am Gufu, Great One. Some call me Gufu the Sweet, though I don't know why. I usually smell like the fish I sell. Perhaps they are making fun of me. But now, there are no fish to sell. I have lived in Tian's Landing all my life, but now, I'm ashamed to say, I wish I lived somewhere else. Everything in Tian's Landing is falling apart. Sheng, the local minister, is helpless to deal with all our troubles. You should get out while you can. You don't know? The Great Dam has been opened, and now the river's level has dropped. It's too low and fast to navigate. Without the river, we are nothing. The merchants can't buy goods from the Imperial City. The traders can't sell to the outside world. The men cannot fish, and our children go hungry. And if that wasn't bad enough, we have the pirates to worry about too. They've been raiding the countryside, taking prisoners to sell into slavery. The dam is downriver from us. When it was closed, it slowed the flow of the river, causing it to back up and the water level to rise. But with the dam open, the water drains away too quickly, and our river, the lifeblood of this town, has become a trickle. The river has no fish, and the ships can't navigate it. The dam was built nearly 20 years ago, causing the river to rise. Now the dam is open, and the river has fallen so low no ships can navigate it. Tian's Landing cannot survive. It's bad luck to speak of such things. Old Wei in the town might tell you more. He's too old to care about ghosts and curses, but I have enough bad luck already. A generous offer, Great One. But the gate leading to the ruins is locked. If you want to close the dam, you'll have to get the key from Minister Sheng. I'm sure he'd be glad to give you a key to the gate. Nobody else will risk going into the ruins because of the ghosts. There's a road off to the right just beyond this tea house. Keep following it up until you reach the town square. Minister Sheng is usually there. Of course, Great One. I would be honored to answer whatever questions you may have. What is it you wish to know? I'm afraid I don't know, honored stranger. You should speak with Lishan the Talkative. If anyone would know the tale, he would. You could probably find him wandering around the town somewhere, wasting time and looking for people willing to listen to his stories. If you go around the side of the tea house, you'll see a path leading up to the town square, the highest point in Tian's Landing. What few goods the merchants have are for sale there. They have very little, however, since the town is cut off. Minister Sheng is the duly appointed minister for this region. He is trying to hold the town together as well as he can, but it is not easy. Of course, Great One. Yes I do. Why do you ask? I am poor, Honored One. I do not know how my few pitiful coins can help you. Besides, I need them for myself. I do. Yes, of course. How can I ever complain about anything if I don't do my part? Take my silver. You can do more for the town with it than I can. Take care of yourself, stranger, and be glad that you do not live in Tian's Landing.
You ever seen a ghost? My parents. Do you have a sword? Can I feel your muscles? What'd you eat for breakfast? I can stay up as late as I want. That's good, 'cause I don't got no bed. You look lonely. You should go see those ladies the sailors always talk to. They seem real friendly. I'm gonna be a thief when I grow up. They're tough, but I ain't gonna be the kind who steals. Is the Emperor really 10 feet tall? Does he really float? Is he really so beautiful that he makes people cry? Is he? You ever seen a ghost? My parents are ghosts now. I ain't never seen them, though.
If one more of these villagers sneers at me, I'm going to start punching.
I hear strange sounds coming from the ruins at night. They say it's ghosts, but I don't believe that.
Things have never been easy in Tian's Landing.
This is bad. Oh, this is bad. River dried up, pirates everywhere. This is worse than the long drought.
Yeah, get on with your day, youngster. We're just passing time. Hey? What do you want? I'm Wei. Some call me Old Wei, but that's because they don't know Old Chan. If I'm old, he's ancient. He's at least a week older than me. Of course, we're both pretty old compared to most of the people in Tian's Landing. Why, most of them don't even remember what it was like before the flood. "18 years ago, Emperor Sun was young and flush with success from ending the drought. He began public works all over the Empire, including the Great Dam downriver. The workmen came and started building it near our town. We were not engineers, and so we were not sure what it would mean. Some worried that it might flood us out. Most were unconcerned. After all, if there were any danger, the Emperor would tell us, surely. One day, the Great Dam was finished, and the floodgates were closed. The town flooded. We took what we could and fled. Mothers ran about screaming for their children who'd gone out to play. Children screamed for their dogs. Some folks climbed to the roofs of their houses and refused to leave. We survivors straggled upriver. Some collapsed from exhaustion, but the water kept rising. I carried a boy and a girl, and I saw another boy fall, but I couldn't carry him. Finally, I fell over too, and when I woke, I found the water had stopped rising. The Great Dam had created an enormous lake, and we settled our new town on the banks. The lake completely covered the ruins of our town. Life went on, but no word ever came from the imperial city. No warning, no explanation. Did we displease the Emperor, or were we just beneath his notice? I will never know. The crewmen who manned the Great Dam would come to town sometimes, but they knew no more than we. I will go to my grave, never knowing. The people started a new life here, but there was much pain and sorrow. Conversations would trail off. At night you could hear women sobbing, and not a few men. Finally, people stopped talking about the past, and then they refused to talk about it altogether. And eventually they pretended it never happened. But you look like you know how to fight. You look like you can stand up for yourself, so you don't understand. We are villagers. We farm and fish. We live at the mercy of the gods, nature, and the Emperor. If one or all of these masters is kind, it is good. If one or all choose to be cruel, well, there's nothing we can do about it. We just have to get the fish hauled in. A few months ago, the Emperor's engineers and soldiers left. They just went off in the night, soon after the Great Dam opened on its own. There wasn't anyone around. The water drained, revealing the old ruins. Went underwater these 18 years, and now they're back. I don't know what made the Great Dam open. Some say it was ghosts. They say those who died in the town don't want to be forgotten. Well, thank you for listening, youngster. Not many do anymore.
Pretty.
Wo afawer sun urk vonir uk. Uxier sa fit kup wo sarkir.
Put that sword back, lout! Surely there was never a minister as unlucky as Minister Sheng to suffer such insolence.
Koni onu tashika will fonil safaraponi?
And still poor Minister Sheng suffers the insults of tradesmen who know nothing of justice. Where would I put the lout? My jail has been burned to the ground, along with my office, I might add. I have no place to put thieves, so stop questioning your betters.
Ah, I see the glint of intelligence, nobility, wisdom, consideration, and piety in your eye. A fine day to you. What can I sell you? Well, I make my living by knowing people. I can clearly see that you are of the finest sort. That is to say, the sort with silver ready in hand. Can I interest you in some seed? What about a pitchfork? I have hay as well. I'm afraid I do not. Just a few years ago, you could find wind maps everywhere, although only the rich needed them with their airship racing. Recently, the wind maps have disappeared. I know that when the Emperor's men left Tian's landing, they took all the wind maps with them. There are those who say, but it is not important. Some say that Death's Hand is collecting all the wind maps and destroying them so that only he and his minions may travel freely about the Empire. However, I do not believe such talk. I believe firmly in the goodness, kindness, and wisdom of our Emperor and all those around him. I suppose there may still be merchants in the Imperial City who have some, and they were once so widely available that there must be some here and there. But I do not have any. Nor do I know anyone who has one. I have the finest selection of seed, I carry excellent baskets, wonderful fish nets, and superb boat scrubbers. I have a cloak so warm it's like a weapon against the cold. I have a scrubber so good that it cleans like magic. Who wouldn't want a basket so big you can carry 2 babies in it? Very well. When you're ready to spend, I am ready to sell.
Koni onuyu, koke yer tatasina. Sun puno onuyusi yer tai kunpa ibnano pier ni wonu. Wono wer efu yer uk sun nordfonio sier sisitu. Sata afso wer, uk napier ani yer ninpier. Owo sayer o yukap tantarundano, wo tarwayer shafir owo. Wo kausoyer noka wowo tarwayer shaxier o finopifu. Wono wer efuir uk sun nordfonio sier sisitu. Sata afsoir, uk napier ani yer ninpier. Uso sier uthak tarwair, shathir owosu. Wo quaer ano uyu, kubkithir soso wawer wakwakir tower wo. Wo kausoir noka wowo tarwair shaxier o finopifu.
Do none of you seek honor? Finally, someone approaches me. I was worried that this town's courage had drained away with the water. You look like a man who is trained for combat. Would you like to put those skills to the test? Not personally, no. On behalf of Lord Yun, I'm here to find a skilled warrior who can deal with a unique problem. The Great Southern Forest, which lies north of this village, suffers from a terrible disease. Every tree within its borders sickens, and the place is infested with ghosts of all manners. If we did, would I be here? Lord Yun, my master, seeks a way to open the forest again and make it safe for travel. He is prepared to reward whoever aids him. Our men are no match for the ghosts in the forest. Perhaps you are. As I said, the trees in the Great Southern Forest sicken, and the paths fill with vicious ghosts. No caravan dares to travel its depths, cutting off huge sections of the south from the Empire's heart, and Lord Yun collects no taxes when no one travels his lands. You must leave Tian's landing via the gate and follow the roadway to the north. The forest is but a short journey away, and Lord Yun makes his camp at the base of a hill, which should be easy to find. The path there is relatively safe, but travel beyond his camp and things worsen considerably. Go safely, and remember what I've said. Lord Yun needs the help of able warriors like yourself.
Are you getting slow in your old age, Jian?
Ikirnik tinepiru, wo iferek ukson puno.
You taught me much, Jian, but the most valuable lessons were learning where you were wrong. 17th square of the Lion, if you please.
Wotowe ukawana ir usoana da hoki. Niato wonanapadi irovir.
You are being rude, Jian. We have a guest. Let us place the game on hold a moment.
Tawe ir kawana ir sonir ipoki. Wonakapir sari awaf, van sier surufus isinosaurus usuno.
Surely you know of Yi, the capturing game? Played on a board of 19 rows and columns, the black and white pieces capture territory for their player.
Ikirnik tinepiru, wo iferek ukson puno. Niato wonanapadi irovir, koni ugnawata ir.
Forgive him. Had my former master bothered to remember his manners, he might have told you that we are not from Tian's Landing. We know little of the events here.
Wonikasurir kwanano koni ugnawata ir, niknipier. Wonakapir sari awaf, van sier su.
Sure.
Uki fakania, ni ugoristoipa.
Do not be so hasty, Jian. You did not turn me aside all those years ago.
Not at all. Na piratir ni takatashi.
Jian the Iron Fist isn't honestly going to let this one walk away, is he? If you don't say anything, then I will, you old goat.
Sisair pawao, tikotro tuaso.
I too see strength, but also the capacity for understanding the world and your place in it. You could prove an interesting pupil.
Panar nuko iwa ir, nikasanarir, iruro ninua sa irkana.
He would like nothing more than to have you as a student. But show me that you walk the way of the open palm, and I will teach you the mysteries of stone.
Usair kokonato, tanatnia, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato siiri panoneniko. Sisair pawao, tikotro tuaso. Wuno wir na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo, ko nirfuk no sankud na no wana nyapir. Ukir naro fir sisair witu ir utar noinik ufir ukapoki.
That was before I realized that Jian caused as much trouble as he solved. We had a falling out, and I went my own way.
Irkana, o nikasurir kwana no kasa iriro.
I only fight when it is necessary, and only when other options have failed, Jian. It does not make my actions any less significant.
O no you wakitsu sa iroko wa shusi. You could ni kung uno sa son could noka ukyorir. Tawi ir kawana ir sonir ipoki. Tawa ir Osinsu kukupir fuku. Yukut ni kunk uno sa ison kudnoka ukyorir. Nararo, na pirapir ni takata.
It did not prove so weak when we clashed, Jian.
O no yu wakitsu o sa iroko wa shuosi. Shisairi would.
Always a pleasure to talk to another warrior. My game of Yi with Jian can wait a moment. What can I do for you? You know my name. That's really all that's important, isn't it? Not many know of my exploits outside of the prosperous East. I was once his student, until I decided I couldn't agree with all of his teachings. He was an excellent master, but I couldn't follow his philosophies. 20 years have passed since we parted ways, and while we disagree on principle, I can't help but feel some affection for the old man. This is why we only meet once a year to play Yi. Jian the Iron Fist is best taken in small doses. A wonderful province, and yes, one that I call home. You should visit sometime and see the wonders of Phoenix Gate. Of course, the Imperial City still stands as the greatest city, but Phoenix Gate has its own charms. Standing on the sea of glass, it is a hub of trade. Each year, Jian and I make our way here to the Seat of Heaven province to meet for a few days of Yi. It's something of a ritual. It was nice to talk for a while. Stone Immortal allows you to control the earth itself. It is not easy to master. To understand the earth, you must be aware of all things around you and understand that they are all connected in one way or another. That is why Stone Immortal is only taught to those who follow the way of the open palm. Our sense of harmony aids us in persuading the earth to serve as our ally. You have some understanding of the way of the open palm, but Stone Immortal is not easily taught. Return to me when you feel you understand the way of the open palm. Then you will be ready. When you feel that you sufficiently understand the way of the open palm, return to me.
Irkana, o Nikasuri Irkwana no Kasa Iriru.
Ing better figure out a way to get us out of here soon, or I'm going to snap. The folks of this town were kind at first, but now they're starting to annoy me.
We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us?
Look at all these people here. When my old father told me to come to the big city, he never warned me about the crowds. Back on the farm, I ain't never seen so many people and buildings in one place. Except for livestock. But I guess they ain't people. Or buildings. My name's Tian, but everyone calls me Big Tian because I'm so big. I came to the city to try to find me a wife. So far, it's not going so good. You wouldn't happen to know any pretty young gals, would you? Someone who'd want to come live on the farm with me? Rice? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. My old father warned me about your type. I ain't looking to buy me no woman. No lady for hire type gals for this country, boy. I just want a nice, respectable gal to be my wife. One who can help me out on the farm and such. Well, that's a real shame. If you run across any nice gals, do me a favor and mention my name to them. Big Tian. You have a nice day now.
The fisherman's life is a hard one. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Hey, Baker Bay. How are you today?
Go away! I told you I want no part of this. Tell Eiling to leave me alone.
If you want to tell Eiling something, go tell her yourself. In the meantime, we have our orders. Nothing personal. It's a little personal with me. I like sticking your face in the gutter. Hold on a sec. We've got company. You're a little too interested in our business, friend. Looks like we gotta teach you to back off when Eiling's boys are working.
Thousand cuts! Spirit Leaf! Spirit Thief! Express Spirit Thief! This is the end! Thousand cuts! Long sword! Express.
Can you believe that these thugs would just attack me in broad daylight like that? They might have killed me if you hadn't stepped in. Thank you. I never expected such help from a stranger. You spoke to Lan? How humiliating. My fiancé must have told you I can't protect myself. The woman I love doesn't have faith in me? Oh, the shame. I'll never live this down. Yes, you're right, of course. I suppose I can't fault Lan for being worried about me. I've taken some serious beatings lately. I didn't mean to sound ungrateful. I'm just worried about Lan. She's very emotional. I've done my best to try and keep her from becoming involved in this. Those thugs are acting on Eiling's orders. She's the head of their gang. They have a small hideout in the boathouse. Eiling and I were friends when we were children, but we drifted apart as we grew up. She fell in with some rough people, as you've already seen. Ever since I got engaged, Eiling has become obsessed with me. Every day she sends her thugs to beat me up. She says she won't stop until I go talk to her. She's obviously crazy. I've done nothing to her. We haven't even spoken in years. If I go to her hideout to talk to her, I'm afraid that I'll never come out. At least the beatings on the street are out in public. They won't kill me in front of witnesses. Well, not on purpose anyway. I'm being completely honest, I swear. I know how this looks. You must think I've done something to deserve this, but I have no idea why Eiling is after me. Thank you so much. Eiling and her thugs are in the boathouse. Please just ask her to leave me alone. All we want is to live our lives in peace.
The other girls say I charge too.
I'm a captain.
You're not a captain.
These docks remind me of the fishermen in Two Rivers. A shame we'll never see them again.
Ignore the spots. You won't catch anything from me. Well, nothing dangerous.
We ought to form a guild. Everyone else has them, why not us? Another day, another bowl of rice, I hope.
Filthy thieves stole my rags!
Hello! You do not need to speak with me. I am just Merchant Xiang's assistant. Perhaps someday I will be Merchant Xipeng, mightiest merchant of Tian's Landing. But for now, I am just an assistant, not worthy of your honorable time. Hello!
You ever seen a ghost? My parents are ghosts now. I ain't never seen them, though.
Sorry, stranger. I stick to my regular customers.
Ing better figure out a way to get us out of here soon, or I'm going to snap.
Hello there, stranger. I haven't spotted you around Tian's Landing before. You've come at a bad time, what with the dam being open and all. Regardless, it's good to meet you. I'm Darting Lynx, the acrobat. Unfortunately, I'm not putting any shows on in Tian's Landing, if that's why you're here. You know, feats of balance and precision, delicate routines to shock and amaze. Whatever brings some silver, really. I travel around the countryside putting on acts and sometimes teaching people a few tricks. Hey, now that I think of it, you're a warrior, right? I may not be putting on any shows here, but I could teach you a few techniques to improve your balance and speed if you're interested. It's not much of a story, really. It's just a stage name I picked up when I first started practicing acrobatics. I was quite young, and my master felt I was a little too fast for my own good. "You dart like a lynx," he would say, "but you balance like a drunken frog." He taught me to slow my movements and really focus on what I was doing, but his nickname for me stuck. As I said, I'm not really from here, so there's not much I can tell you. You could try talking to Minister Shang, though. He always knows what's going on. I get the sense that he doesn't do much about it, but he's at least aware. I'd be happy to. I'll be leaving Tian's Landing someday soon, and silver always helps the trip go smoother. Let's see what I can teach you.
Filthy. Stop right there. I gave you 2 extra duty. Get back to that galley and start cleaning.
We don't have to listen to you, Ing. You're a captain without a ship. She's nothing but a landlocked house now.
I will discover a way to free this ship. Until then, you'd better follow orders.
I've had enough of you and your orders.
Now get back in that ship! I'm your captain, understand?
Well, you're still the captain, for now. But if you don't get us out of this town soon, you're going to have a mutiny on your hands. Then we'll see what's what.
If you've come to complain about my men, I don't want to hear it. When Minister Sheng gets the Great Dam closed, we'll be happy to leave. Until then, we're stuck here. The Great Dam is open, and the lake that feeds into the river is gone. My ship, the Lucky Knight, is stranded here like a lame water buffalo. We're sailors. We don't belong on land. If we could just get our ship back on the water, everything would be fine. But that won't happen until someone finds a way to close the dam. If I leave the ship, my men will have Tian's Landing in flames. The locals think the dam is haunted, and Minister Sheng can't find anyone brave enough to risk closing it. The moment I saw you, I knew you were the fearless sort. I hoped you would offer to help. It shames me to need the help of a stranger. I'm not a rich man, but my reputation, my ship, and my men are worth everything I can give. Close the dam and free us, and I'll give you all the silver I have. You won't get too far if you don't speak to Minister Sheng first. The dam is located in the ruins, but a pair of massive gates blocks the way. Only Sheng has the key. Good luck. I'm not used to needing help from others. It's hard for me to say this, but thank you.
Finally! Someone stronger than these cowed peasants. This town disgusts me. I am Scholar Six Heavens, and I need someone who possesses great strength and skill. What I do not need, however, is someone who walks the way of the open palm. I can read in every movement that you would protect the weak and coddle the poor. Amusing. You encourage me to solve my own problems. That is exactly the attitude I need to aid me in my project. If you make your actions match your words, I will reconsider. If I can see by your actions that you understand the way of the closed fist, I promise to make it worth your while. Otherwise, I will not waste any more time with you.
If Captain Ing can't get the ship out soon, if one more of these villagers, Ing better figure...
What do you want? Can't you see we're busy drinking here? Gotta wash away our sorrows. It's no fun being trapped in this town. We don't know nobody, we ain't seen our families in months, and now we're stuck here. That'd drive anyone to drink. Figurine? You mean that clay statue? Pretty little thing. I just borrowed it for a while. I didn't steal it. My ma used to have figurines like that. I ain't seen her in a long time. I really miss her. I just borrowed the figurine to remind me of her. Oh, geez, now you got me feeling all guilty about my ma. Here, take the figurine. I don't mean to cause no trouble. I just missed my ma is all. I ain't crying. I just got something in my eye. I gotta go back to the boat now. Come on, boys, let's go.
Oivoia uksonkop noko isonsia.
The folks of this town were kind at first, but now they're starting to annoy me.
These sailors are good for business. At least until their silver runs out.
Konio nuyu, kokeir tatasinan. Sun puno onuyusier tai kunpa ibanano pir ni wonun. Wo yakuptier, ni shin warawair, wo suyer kak. Akwiwo ofir, san kasoir wo siyutana. Usosier uthak tarawair, shat. Sayer sankut noka o napar akwaifan u nakwair kosuwair. Ukir rafir sasier sonsirafir. Onuyuir napair wo kwair shapshir fan onuyusair ikupan. Usosier uthak tarawair, shathir owosu. Sayer sankut noka o napar akwaifan u nakwair kosuwair. Ukir rafir sasier sonsirafir. Okyo will rufir ni sayer shenafushpa, sayer renkipa, sayer thinopi wuwuth u sayer wansan. Wo kausoyer noka wowo tarawayo shaksiero phinopifu. Sayer sankut noka o napar akwaifan u nakwair kosuwair. Ukir rafir sasier sonsirafir. Onu yuwir napair, wo kwair shapshir fan onu yusair ikupan. Onu yuwir napair, wo kwair shapshir fan onu yusair ikupan.
Irkana, o Nigasurir Kwana no Kasa Iriro.
Onu yuwir.
It ain't easy being a dock worker. We don't get paid much, but we sure...
Welcome, stranger! Welcome to beautiful Tian's Landing! Isn't it a glorious day? Oh, I know, people complain and grumble, but honestly, I think they're overreacting. Things can't be that bad, right? After all, you're here. If the town was truly doomed, would we still be getting visitors? Ha! I think not. In fact, I think your presence here is a sure sign that things are looking up. Soon, all our problems will be solved. It's just like I kept saying. People call me Li Shun the Talkative, though I have no idea why. I'm actually a basket maker. In fact, I dare say I am the best basket maker in all of Tian's Landing. Of course, with the dam open, ships can't navigate the river. So, I have no supplies to make my baskets, and no customers to buy them. But am I worried? Of course not! My children only need one meal a day. After all, they're small. And my wife can take a third job if necessary. I know things will turn around soon. Huh, you're not the only one. All over town, people keep saying to me, Li Shun, why are you so happy? Can't you see how bad things are? But it's just a matter of perspective. Things will get better, they always do. It's like my father used to say, the greater the problem, the greater the solution. I'm sure it'll all work out. Denial? Preposterous! Sure, half the people have moved away, and those who stayed have mostly given up hope, and the entire town is running out of food and silver. But does my optimism mean I'm in denial? Of course not! I mean, none of the buildings are on fire, right? See? Something good. Just like that, right off the top of my head. I admit that some see our Imperial Minister Shang as, well, not entirely competent or capable of dealing with our problems. But somehow things will work out. They always do. Of course, I will gladly converse on any number of topics. It's a fine way to pass the time on such a beautiful day. I'm always happy to talk about Tian's Landing. We may have a few minor problems, but I'm sure Shang, our Imperial Minister, will find a way to solve them. A splendid question, and one in which I am particularly well-versed. It is a fascinating tale that dates back to the blessed first Emperor of Jade, sagacious Tian. Before he was emperor, before there was even an empire, sagacious Tian was a young man, fond of wandering the countryside. One day he stopped, weary from his travels. He lay down to rest beneath the shade of a cool tree and had a marvelous dream of a shining empire. This dream drove him to create the Jade Empire as we know it. To honor the memory of his dream, he returned and built a summer palace in the spot where he had stopped to rest. In time, a town, this town, sprang up around the palace. Well, that was long ago. Over the centuries, the castle fell into ruin. But make no mistake, Tian's Landing is where he had his dream. The castle proves it. Yes, but there used to be, many centuries ago. All evidence of it may be gone now, but just knowing it was here once is all the proof I need. Other villages try to claim the Emperor had his dream while crossing their lands, but I know the truth. Tian's Landing, my hometown, is the birthplace of the Empire. Of course! I will gladly converse on any number of topics. It's a fine way to pass the time on such a beautiful day. The Great Dam's been opened and the river level has dropped. Ships can't navigate the river and nobody can fish. But I think people are overreacting. Basically, we're suffering some minor inconveniences, which I'm sure will soon be resolved. Still, there are a few alarmists who scream and cry that our town is dying. Can you imagine? They have no faith in the Emperor, nor in Minister Shang, who is in charge of Tian's Landing. I am sure the cunning Shang has a plan to save us. Enjoy your stay in wonderful Tian's Landing, where things are never as bad as they seem.
Hello, and welcome to Truman's Woodcrafts. I'm afraid I don't have any woodwork items ready right now. My inventory's a bit understocked. I'm Truman the Craftsman. Nobody important, just a simple merchant of fine woodwork items. A merchant who may not be in business much longer, I'm afraid. There are several customers who owe me money, but with the dam open, times are hard. I can't expect them to pay me when they can't even feed their families. And if they don't pay me, I can't afford the raw materials to make my woodwork. It's a difficult situation, but I'm trying to make the best of it. No, that won't be necessary. I don't want to cause any trouble for my customers. I'm sure they'll pay me eventually. At least, I hope so. You might be right. I'm a fine craftsman, but I'm not much for business. I extend credit too easily, and then I can't bring myself to collect. It's just not in my nature. A noble offer, but I must refuse. Prospects for my shop are poor right now. I can't allow you to risk losing your investment. No, things will have to work out on their own. A good thing. It's an uncomfortable topic, really. It's not so much that I need anyone's charity as I could just use some help around here. No, I'm nobody. You don't want to talk to me. You should speak to Minister Sheng. He's much more important than a simple merchant about to go out of business. Farewell.